Hey guys, Two Bros here. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do a wheelie. It's going to be mostly GoPro first-person POV, but maybe a few third-person shots. Really, the wheelie, it's kind of a trick. It's kind of also a technique. In the world of mountain biking, it can be used to like climb up things, drop off things, on trails, not on trails, whatever you want really, but mainly it's used as a trick, and I'm going to be basically teaching it to you guys as a trick. So first part here, guys, is going to be your bike setup. So you're just going to want your seat up as high as you can ride comfortably with it. Your suspension, you're definitely going to have the front unlocked. If you have a full suspension bike, leave the rear locked. I actually don't, but just leave it. It'll probably make it a little bit easier. So guys, the first part to learning the wheelie would be finding yourself a nice grassy hill. So head over to the grass, get yourself in a nice low gear. I don't know, I'm in like 1 and 4 right now. So you have to figure out what your dominant foot is. Most likely it's the foot that you have in the front wherever you go over a jump or do a bunny hop, wherever. Mine is my left foot. So I'm just gonna be cruising up this hill, scoot my weight all the way to the back of the seat, have my arms completely unbent, and then be pedaling. And wherever my dominant foot comes to hop, I'm just gonna pedal real hard and should do a little wheelie. Being in a low gear and just going up a little grassy hill should be simply enough to get your front wheel up. If it's not really coming up, then you just gotta, either your timing's wrong or you aren't pedaling with your dominant foot, but most likely you have those two down. So if it's not happening, usually your weight's just not gonna be far enough back, or you're not in low enough of a gear. You might also have to throw your weight back a little bit by bending your arms in and then throwing your weight back. Once you get the timing right and you're able to throw your weight back, you should be able to wheelie then. As I'm pedaling with my right foot, I bend my weight in, and as I pedal with my left foot, I throw it out. It's usually, it's gonna be the opposite for some of you guys who have a right foot as your dominant foot. As you're pedaling with your left foot, bend your weight in, and then throw your weight back with your right foot pedaling. So guys, that should be enough to get you doing little baby wheelies. But you don't wanna be doing baby wheelies, you wanna be ripping dank wheelies down your street. So as you're doing this step in the grass, you're gonna start to get comfortable with using your rear brake. So just take 1, maybe even 2 fingers off the bars, cover your rear brake, and even if you're not gonna loop out, just get comfortable with pressing them. So do a little wheelie, just tap your front brakes to bring your front end down. It'll build up your confidence to the point where you know you're not gonna loop out. Probably also a good idea just to learn how to loop out, just because it's gonna happen every once in a while. You might just not be covering your rear brake or something. So get comfortable with doing that. So you're gonna kind of do the same thing on asphalt as you do in the grass. Just put your weight back real far, crank real hard on your dominant foot, throw your weight back, and basically just do those little baby wheelies on asphalt. Keep practicing with the rear brake, just pick the front end up and just tap the rear brakes. You're also gonna start to work your way up to higher gears as you do this, and start doing it on flatter ground too. Whenever you do it, you're probably gonna have to throw your weight back a lot more and crank a little bit harder. So just work your way up to flat ground and a higher gear. If you're struggling to get the front end up in this step, which I actually sort of do, I don't weigh that much, and I actually am on a pretty big bike here, so you might have to, at this step, stand up and then sit down just to get your body weight moving more. So you're just going to stand up just a bit and get way over the front wheel and throw your weight all the way back and sit down. Once you get the timing right with your dominant foot, then you should be able to wheelie real good. So you're pedaling, if your left foot's your dominant foot, your right foot comes up, you stand up, throw your weight back. So by this point, you're just going to start working your way up into higher gears and start wheeling more on flat ground. As you're wheeling, you'll just want to start to work your way up and get a little bit steeper. You should also be covering your rear brake to avoid looping out. Come uphill, pop the wheelie, cover your rear brakes, start working your way back until you have to tap the rear brakes to put it back down. So you're just going to get comfortable with wheeling, going steeper and steeper until you have to press the rear brakes to get your front end back down. So basically the way that I wheelie is I pop it up, I go a little bit further back, tap the rear brakes, get back on pedals, or get back cranking, and then just kind of mess around with the amount of force I'm using on my cranks and the rear brake. And once you get the perfect combination of both those and get a little bit of balance going, then you should be able to wheelie pretty freaking good. So just wheelie, get back there, and work your way all the way up until you have the balance good enough that you can just hit the balance point and coast a little bit. Don't be expecting this to happen in like a day or so. I mean, this is gonna take like a few months, honestly. So after you're really confident with that rear brake, then you're gonna kind of want to start learning how to keep your speed regulated on flat ground or even going downhill, which that's all about using your rear brakes or your pedals. But basically, if you want to slow down the wheelie, go back a little past the balance point, ride the rear brakes. If you want to speed up, go a little bit below balance and then start to pedal, and that'll speed you up. The thing is, guys, you probably have to come back to this video. Those last few steps I described, those aren't gonna be after a few months. I'm just kind of telling you guys how to get basic wheelies started and then what you should continue working on to get your wheelies all the way up to where mine are. So guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful. Just basics of wheelies. Wheelies are all about using pedal pressure, I guess you can say, moving your weight around, using your rear brake, and just general balancing. So you'll just want to work your way from uphill in the grass to uphill on the pavement, getting the rear brake real comfortable, work your way up to flat ground, and then from there get real comfortable with the rear brake, do higher speed, higher gears. Then from there you can work your way all the way up to the point where you can actually not wheelie downhill, but actually do coasters down the hill once you're really comfortable with the balance. Do hope this video helped a lot of you guys out. If I did miss something, you can actually leave it down in the comments. If you're like someone who's like already freaking good at wheelies and you want to leave something down in the comments to help others out that you think I might have missed. So if you did enjoy this video and it helped you out, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment. You can tell me what you thought. Tell me if you think I missed something, or tell me if this is really like helping you do the dank wheelies. So, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're some new person, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of new people who've never seen my channel before watching this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. Go check out my other videos. If you just in general like wheelies, I do a lot of those in my quote bike vlogs. Whenever I'm just riding around with other friends, I'm always doing wheelies, always doing that kind of crap. My bike sounds like crap right now, doesn't it? If you're new viewers, I hope you guys subscribed and come back to check out my next video, which hopefully I'll be seeing a lot of you guys in. So until then, guys, 2 Bros out.